Do, 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 do. Okay. Well. Alright, so I believe I have figured out the correct way to unlock Lena's bad ending, which I'm going to do right now. Hey, Red Coffee Cat! Nice of you to join me. You're right on time, and I was about to get started. So, I've done a little research, and with a bit of trial and error, I figured out how to unlock Lena's bad ending. So at some point I took a wrong turn. Ah, hey there, Joe Mama. It's a very interesting name. I love those meme names. Those joke names too. Alright, so let's see. I think what you're supposed to do is proceed through the story exactly as you would through the first time round. Pick every Lena option, every Lena choice, except when you go strawberry picking, go with Slavia instead. So every part of the Lena route has to be intact until that part. So that's where the plot line sort of converges. So if my calculations are correct, by the time we proceed here, we should be on our way to seeing the bad ending. Are you a loser? Nah, you're not a loser. You just joined the winners stream. Yeah. So you can hold your head up high now because you're with us, the winners. Welcome to the winners stream, Joe Mama. Anyway, we're about to see the so this time we're gonna pick Help Alyssa and see what happens. What are you doing? I ran over to the fallen girl and tried to figure out if she was alive at all. Are you completely out of your mind? If you want me to leave, to shut up, or to do anything else, fine. But this is turning into a complete madhouse. Maybe you need a straitjacket so nobody else will get injured? Lena stood, clenching her fist. You could even break your hand with such a blow. You don't understand anything. The tears welled up, flowing down her face, and she fled from the square. It seemed to me that I could still hear Lena sobbing while I was bringing Alyssa around. Finally, she came back to consciousness. Yeah, don't get this confused for a romantic moment, because I have zero feelings for you, just so you're aware. Because you're a evil, scheming, conniving, trashy woman. You alive? You okay? Alyssa moved her jaw from left to right. I'm only doing this so I can get the right game ending. I'll live. I helped her up for some reason. I told you about her. Well, it doesn't matter now. You have to go to the infirmary. It's too late for the infirmary. I'll have a good night's rest, and in the morning I'll go there. Okay, then I'll go. You don't have to. I can't refuse, Alyssa said, trying to give me a smile. All the way we kept silent. She was probably not really able to talk, and I couldn't find the right words to say. All of this was a real shock for me. Oh yeah, one key thing though is you have to be, through your playthrough of the game, you have to witness the argument between Alyssa and Lena at the campfire. So if you're unable to witness that, it means you took a wrong turn somewhere. Also, you shouldn't be... the plot shouldn't converge to that point where you see your mysterious no-faced doppelganger appear, because if that happens, then that means you've accidentally gone onto the Semyon ending, which is what you don't want to... the Semyon route. Let's see. Okay, we've already seen this. Ah! Oh, it's your sister's birthday. Oh, well, I wish your little sister happy birthday, Joe and Mama. How old is she? I found myself a mere spectator of a drama in which I just took on the main part. After the door closed behind Alyssa, I stood for a long time and looked at her cabin. Oh, that's nice. She thinks... Does she watch my channel? Or were you not talking about me? Were you talking about Red Coffee Cat? What should I do after this? Fatigue overcame me. I had to sleep. I think Lena is now in a state in which she's unlikely to adequately assess reality. Completely broken, I fell down onto the bed and drifted to sleep. Hold on, there's a bit of dust on the screen. Yep, you can see Lena's avatar. That means we're on the Lena route. Oh, it's that creepy music. Yeah, I think we've seen this. Yeah. Seen all this. Oh, so it's pretty much, it's going exactly... Oh! Oh, that's nice. My birthday was actually, it was actually a couple months ago. It's on the 9th of October. I am a Libra. I was born on the 9th of October, 1994. So, I'm pretty old. Well, older than most people in the Danganronpa fandom. I'm technically a millennial, because I was born just at the last year, the ending of the millennial cutoff point. But if I was born after 1995, then that would technically make me Generation Z. Generation Z. Oh, that's really nice. Well, tell your sister, Joe Mama, tell your sister that I'm very happy to hear that she likes my videos, and I wish her a happy birthday. Be happy! Okay, I'm really sorry, but we've already witnessed these cutscenes in my other streams. I want to get to the point where we see... Oh, this must be it. All right, so let's recap what's happened so far. So Lena confessed that she basically tricked Olga Dmitrievna to evacuating all the other pioneers from the camp, and it's just you and her, and we just had sexy time on her bed in her cabin. And now it's the dead of night, and this is where the plot line converges. So we're going to see what happens. It was close to 10 p.m. Well, it's probably time to get up. I gave Lena a gentle nudge on the shoulder. She opened her eyes. Good morning. Well, evening, in fact. Ah, hi there, sugar addict. Addict? Sugar addict, isn't it? Without the I. Nice. I'm a fan of sugar too. Well, in moderation. Hi. She smiled tenderly. Time to get up, sleepyhead. It looks like it's still nighttime. Are you in a hurry? Well, no. But we're completely alone together in this camp. So what? She took a good look at me. Well, nothing. When will Olga Dmitrievna return? Is it that important to you? She got a heavy look on her face. Well, without food, we're gonna die here. I laughed. You're free to leave then. She looked away towards the wall with that demented cross face. But how can I leave? On the bus, of course. There are no buses here. Then why do you think there's a bus stop for a bus route 410 here? Frankly, I don't know. I told Olga Dmitrievna that I had some matters to urgently resolve here with you and we'd come later. What? I felt like I'd been struck by lightning. I didn't know what I should be more surprised about. The fact that there are buses passing here, Or by the fact that the camp leader agreed to leave 2 pioneers behind in an empty camp just like that? What I said. You mean we can leave? Go on. No one's holding you. She said all that while sitting utterly still. Utterly still, in fact. So still that her words gave me grave cold chills. Okay, I'm sorry that I reacted that way. It's just... everything that's happened today has been a total surprise for me. You didn't look too surprised a few hours ago. I've probably said something wrong. Completely wrong. You should have just lay there in bed for a little while longer and maybe boink one more time. That's what I would have done. Well, don't get offended. Oh, you're a Kaito stan, are you? I don't know if I'm too keen on that guy. I understand that he's a reckless but positive character who radiates charm, courage, and optimism. But there's a number of occasions in the game where I feel like he could easily have gotten himself killed, and yet the game inexplicably lets him live, while Contd, who's very similar, is snuffed out by the end of the first chapter. And you know what my feelings are on Contd. So I find it kind of unfair that Contd, with her optimism and recklessness, she suffered a brutal death, but Kaito, who's in a way even more stubborn than she is, he gets to live throughout the remainder of the game. But there's a lot of parallels though. Have any of you in the chat, have you seen this anime called Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann? It's a bit of an old one. I think it came out in 2006 or 2007. Because there are two main characters in Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. One of them is Simon. He's this shy, nervous, quiet little boy who's stuck in this mining village. And then there's his best friend and soul brother, Kamina. And if you watch the first few episodes of Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, you'll see that there are a lot of parallels between Simon and Kamina with Shuichi and Kaito. Hell, in fact, interesting fact here, the English voice actor for Kamina from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is Kyle Hebert, the same voice actor for Kaito Momota. Listen to both the English dub of Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann and compare it with Kaito Momota and Danganronpa V3. It's like you're listening to and watching the same person. They even look kind of similar. And we all know, us diehard weebs, we know this is no accident. Yes, I'll spell it for you. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Any of you remember that old meme from a couple of years ago, When I'm Bored? And it's got this girl called Yoko. I forget her last name. Yoko dancing around looking bored and acting all sexually provocative. She's from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, and she's Kamina's love interest. Okay, anyway, that was a very long digression, so I should get back to reading from the story. Well, don't get offended. We won't be staying here till the end of times, right? There's a way to leave. Lena didn't say anything. I looked at her back and tried to understand what she's thinking. Fine! She exclaimed cheerfully after a pause, then jumped off the bed and started to dress quickly. Come on, pack your stuff. Meet me at the square in 10 minutes. Lena leaned over and gave me a passionate kiss. All right. Oh, you're one of those people, are you? You like Korakio and you call him Corky. Yeah, Korakio has quite a few fans in the fandom, I think I've noticed. I'm not a big fan of Korekyo, I will say. Given the choice between the two, I'd have to say I prefer Kaito. And that's only because he's not a seriously messed up, homicidal, incestuous maniac. I really liked Korekyo. I wanted to like Korekyo Shinguji up until the ending of Chapter 3. Then it all just went downhill. And I smashed my face through the computer screen. Frankly speaking, I had almost nothing to pack. I tossed my winter clothing into a bag, shoved my phone into my pocket, and headed to the square. 50 minutes have passed already, but Lena still wasn't here. I justified it with the fact that she has lots of stuff to pack, and, accordingly, she still needs much more time. Hold on a minute, I'm just going to check something. Okay, there we go. Just making sure the volume was up full. I justified it with the fact that she has lots of stuff to pack, and accordingly, she needs much more time to get ready. Ah, Omaru! Hey, did you get my message? Omaru? However, she didn't come, even in half an hour, and I started to suspect something. Oh. My legs ushered me to her cabin before I realized it. I flung the door open and saw Lena lying on the bed. Oh no! Oh God, everything around her was soaked with blood. The bed sheets, the blanket. The floor was wet with blood, and I can see a huge slit on Lena's forearm. Oh my goodness. I ran to her and started shaking her by her shoulders. Lena! Lena! Why? She was still conscious. Hi, Semyon. A weak smile froze on her lips. Hang on! Hey, don't you pass out! I'll think of something right now. Listen, everything's going to be fine. You're not going to die. Of course, I didn't believe it myself. Lena had slit her veins from her elbow all the way down to her wrist. It was a deep cut, and given all the time I've spent waiting for her at the square, she'd bled a lot. Probably even an ambulance wouldn't do anything by now. And here in the empty camp, away from the world, Lena had zero chance of survival. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm just gonna finish this really tense, emotional cutscene before I read your chats. How stupid can you be? I embraced and held her tightly. Tears were running down my cheeks, disappearing in her hair. I've never cried so hard in my entire life. Fool! Why did you have to cut down the road? Everyone else does it across the street, and you cut down the road! Sorry. It happened as it did, she muttered faintly. But why? Why? I'm tired. So tired. Lena went silent. I looked straight into her eyes. She was still conscious, but the last flicker of life was quickly dying in her. I'm so tired of it all. Wearing a mask. Tell me about it. We had to live under COVID for 2 years. Suffering. I just wanted to be with you. But you've left me too. I never went anywhere. Here I am. Why? What have you done? I'm sorry. I was choked with tears, unable to say anything. I'm sorry. I'll be seeing you later. I embraced her even tighter. Lena's breath was getting weaker, and soon enough it stopped forever. Horror-struck, I jumped away from the bed. My eyes went dark. My heart was beating wildly, and I spotted the blood-stained knife lying on the floor. A moment later, I was holding it in my hands. The blade halted a hair's breadth away from my wrist. But why? How would that help? I sat there completely freaked out and just stared at Lena. "No, you aren't dead." I exploded with hysterical laughter. "Come on, sleepyhead, it's time to wake up!" I said softly and shook her by the shoulders. But Lena didn't wake up. "What am I? What have I done?" I jumped out of the cabin in horror and ran like mad. I don't know how much time passed, but finally I wore myself out and collapsed on the ground. Hostile silence was all around me, and the only stars looked down on me in quiet rebuke. These were the same stars that Lena admired yesterday. Yet another crying spell tore me apart. Why? Why did she do it? Because I left her? Where had I gone? I never left her and wasn't going to. Only at this moment did I realize that she was truly important to me. I realized that despite all her quirks, everything that happened today, everything that happened during the short period of our acquaintance, she'd suddenly become the most precious thing in my life. And I instantly forgot about her feelings, as soon as I heard about that damned bus. Indeed, it can't justify her act, but how could I have stopped thinking of her at all? I lay there for a long time, watching the stars. The trees were peacefully swaying in the gentle night breeze above my head. The trees didn't give a damn about what was happening to me. The landscape seemed familiar. Suppressing my tears, I headed back towards the camp. Everything here seemed to be the same as yesterday, as a few days ago. The square, Ganda's memorial, the cabins of the pioneers, Lena's cabin. I was all torn up inside. It felt like the pain would tear my body into millions of little pieces any moment now. I fell to my knees and began punching the ground until my fists were completely stained with blood. If only I'd realized just a bit earlier. Just a moment earlier. I'm not asking for more. She was so... Even the slightest of hints was enough for her. Only at this moment did I realize that Lena had died. And a part of me had died with her. Probably the part of me that I would call the best. I came to my senses after a while, standing in her cabin. The blood had dried up already. The moonlight was no longer reflected in it. I went to her bed and sat down next to Lena's body. I was so terribly afraid to be here, but I felt that I had to tell her something. "I'm sorry," I started. "It's far too late, of course. But if you can hear me out there somewhere, just remember, please, I will love you forever, for the rest of my life." And that was the plain truth. "I'm sorry that I ignored your feelings. I'm sorry that I always thought only about myself. I'm sorry for everything. It was me who should have died, not you." I covered her body with a blanket and slowly left the cabin. I regained consciousness at the bus stop. "So, running away, scumbag?" I muttered darkly to myself. I couldn't stand to stay a single minute longer in this camp. Lena will never come back. I can't justify what I have done. I'll just wait for the bus that will take me away from here. I didn't give the slightest damn about what's going to happen to me tomorrow or in an hour. I don't care about answers. I don't care about how I got here. Soon enough, I saw a glimmer of dim light in the distance. Somehow I wasn't surprised at all. In a minute, I was sitting in an empty number 410 bus and was looking into the dark of the night through a weather-beaten window. My mind was blank. Everything that makes us human, feelings, emotions, aspirations, suffering, I left it all back in there in that pioneer camp. Now all I have is this night and the empty bus. There's no more future, no more present. If I died tomorrow, that would only mean that yet another human body has ceased to exist. The real me died there a few hours ago. I don't know how much time passed, but the fatigue overtook me. I wasn't going to fight it, as it made absolutely no difference whether I'm sleeping or awake. I could barely hold my eyes open, and soon enough, I passed out. Oh, there's one more day. There are moments when reality becomes unimportant, insignificant, unworthy of attention. There are moments when your spiritual torment overshadows everything else. And even if the world ended, you would not notice. If a knife were to pierce you, you would not notice. Even boiling for eternity in the cauldrons of hell would seem just like a minor inconvenience. After all, there are problems more important than that. When I opened my eyes, I realized that something is wrong. It took a while for clarity of thought to return. Finally, I realized that I'm not in a bus, but in my old apartment. Well, that was to be expected. As if I'd spent a whole week preparing for an exam and at the last minute had spectacularly failed. And the result of this failure was my return to the real world. However, now it didn't seem any more real to me than the Sovyetnok pioneer camp. No wonder. Reality is what you can hear, feel, touch, and taste. And all that was really there. That world was real to the smallest detail. Sometimes it seemed more like it was in my past life than it was a fiction. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna... Give me a moment. Maru, if you will. Maru. Guys, can you call Amaru? I'm trying to get him on the stream like we planned.
Hello?
Ah, there you are. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share the screen with you. You can join in and watch me play the game in real time. There we are, guys.
All right, great.
Yeah. So now your voice is on the stream with mine.
Buddy, my name is Amaru Dev, of the Dangan another.
Oh.
I am so the Ruma project, and I'm so glad to have
no.
this channel.
The connection's being all shitty again. For some reason, your voice keeps cutting out every 1 or 2 seconds. I could hear some of what you said, but it was choppy. I don't know why it's.
City hardware.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. And if the connection becomes too bad, we may just have to get back to the way it was before. All right, so That world was real to the smallest details, sometimes being more than a past life than a fiction. And now I have to remember how to exist here. Though why? I felt like a man who'd been thrown out of the car at full speed without even noticing it. And I was left lying on the roadside with broken arms and legs, while the car disappeared into the night, taking with it the last traces of hope. Lena. Her image surfaced in my fevered brain so clearly that I wanted to cry unbearably. No, I wanted to shout, tearing out clumps of hair, smeezing my fists, smeezing my fists on the wall while making inhuman screams. However, my soul was empty. I tried in vain to find out at least the echoes of pain, guilt, or pity for her, but nothing came. I was just lying here and staring at the ceiling. I was not at all interested in how and why I came back. After all, who cares about the process of selling your soul to the devil? All the legal formalities of the contract, signatures, stamps, and seals. What is more important is the result. And this is the result I got. No, it's not that I was sent back to reality. If I had gotten to the destination on that bus, it would hardly have changed anything for me. Ow, 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 ow. Is that what his scream sounds? I don't know what his scream sounds like, but I can imagine it's a languishing and horrifying cry of wailing of despair and mourning and grief. In this case, the result is what happened to Lena. And the reason is my actions. I was absolutely sure about that. After all, she could not just do that for no reason. I'm going to create a poll.
On my computer, I'm trying to contact live chat as well. See it in real time. So, people in chat, do you hear me? No.
Can the group chat hear Amaru's voice?
Equations. Fantastic.
There we go. I sent a poll in the chat.
Antaro.
Amami. Okay. Anyway. Oh no. Baldi's Basics. Ah, no. The screams on that game are way too loud. It's ear rape of the highest order. No, Lena is not like that. So it's all my fault. It is hard to live knowing that you are the reason for someone else's death. As if I personally held the knife, calmly and carefully slit open her wrists and watched her die. And then just ran away. Of course, I couldn't do anything in that situation, but I still felt that I behaved like a coward. No, even worse. Although, does it really matter what the best definition of my actions is? I curse myself for remaining so calm while thinking about this situation. After all, I should be mourning Lena and blaming myself. But now, nothing's up to me. If I was not able to back then, I started shivering, my body was trembling, and it was getting hard to breathe. Self-preservation instincts overtook guilt for a while, and I staggered to the kitchen to drink a sedative. They can always be found in the cupboard of every antisocial... Oh, you mean vodka or lager or an alcoholic drink. Okay, let's take a look at the poll results. It's a marginal victory here for the last answer, the troll answer.
The second highest.
But it seems like there's one person who wants to do the Slavia route. Once I'd taken half of the tablets that were in the packet, I returned to the room and turned on the computer. Remaining in silence was unbearable. I played the first random song and soon realized that it was probably the most depressing piece of music I had on my hard drive. Oh, what kind of music was it? Was it from Coldplay? Yeah, it's Coldplay, In My Place, from A Rush of Blood to the Head, I bet. Oh no, something really depressing, like, gosh. No, I'm just gonna move on. There's plenty of depressing songs that come to mind, but I'll think of them later. However, I didn't want to turn it off. The background noise helped dampen my thoughts. I had to decide what to do with my life next. I was sure about one thing. Everything that happened in the camp, my appearance in it, my unexpected return, I didn't care about any of it. And not just that, I didn't care about the context or the reasons for those events either. The only thing that mattered was Lena. I horribly stumbled over the word was. She's gone. Of course, it's possible that it was just a dream and she never existed in the first place. Then again, our real world could be just someone's raving delusion as well. Why not? If people suffer from losing their loved ones here, why should I think of Lena's death there as just the result of my sick imagination? I saw it all with my own eyes. I felt the shock, fear, and fright. Yeah, Semyon, take a leaf from Red Coffee Cat's book.
Hold on.
Go on 4chan and look at memes.
No,
Or go on YouTube and type in Bat Hunter of Devon and watch Dirty Danganronpa. If it's any consolation, you'll be so disgusted and mortified with what you see that your grief will be replaced with shock. That might be the first stage I'd recommend for moving on.
I think it's hearing it, but I guess I'm not wrong.
Hey, Amaru, are you the only one speaking to the mic, or is there someone else with you?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's because of my.
It sounds like there's two of you speaking at once. It's probably just a choppy signal. Damn it!
How about this?
For me, it's not that it was reality. It still is reality. Is and will be. And I'm sure I'm not daydreaming. It would be better if I'd dreamt that. The dreadful howl of guitars boomed from the speakers. It sounded like a requiem. A requiem for me. Now I have to live with the sense of guilt? No, I won't take it. My mind wasn't exactly a paragon of stability, but not even a man with a stable mind could withstand shocks like this. And I already feel that I'm going mad. I tried to suppress all these thoughts. No, not to forget, just to give myself some rest. Just for a minute. But it didn't work. Pain wrecked my body again and again. I was already starting to feel it physically. However, physical pain is always weaker than mental. Yeah, join the Super Danganronpa cult so you can join the Super Mario and Danganronpa memes that Red Coffee Cat and his friends serve. That might cheer you up. I fell to the floor, clasped my knees, and began rocking back and forth in a fetal position. Blood pounded in my head so heavily that it felt like my skull could shatter any moment now. I hit a table leg, and a little candle rolled out from under a pile of papers. A little one, 20 centimeters long. It was bent at almost 90-degree angle, but it still retained its shape. The wick protruded from one end. I searched for a lighter and lit up the candle. Let it be in the memory of Lena. Maybe in another world she's feeling better than... I sat on the floor and watched as the wax slowly dripped onto my fingers. I felt no pain at all. Probably my nervous system was so exhausted that it was unable to transmit the pain impulses to my brain. The fire calmed me a little. I just watched the flame and did not think about anything. Finally, at least some peace of mind. The candle was halfway done. Suddenly I imagined that my life is this very candle. Not just mine, any person's life. All that we have been given from above is its full length. But anything can happen. The wind may blow, the holding hand may tremble, or the wick may burn out. And a life will end before it should have. But after all, each candle can be different. Such as this one. 9 cents, one twice as thick, 20, and huge ones, as thick as the handle of a shovel, 1.85. I wonder, did Lena's candle burn out ahead of its time? Or was it just smaller than the other ones? Though I doubt there can be one smaller than mine. I rotated the candle in my hands. How interesting is that? I can blow out the flame at any moment, and that's it. But in the meantime, life is not wax. You can't combine 2 small candles to make one of medium size. I'd love to give the remains of mine to Lena, to anyone who needs it more than I do. Why would I need it? I do not feel pain from the heated wax. Its flame does not give me any warmth. It hardly illuminates the room. To put it bluntly, a waste of ropes, wax, and oxygen. I blew it out. I blew out the candle. This action evoked absolutely no emotions in me. I slowly stood up and headed to the bathroom. Oh my... Cut down the road, not across the street. Don't tell me we're about to see... Everyone else cuts across, but you're going right down the... The image of Lena appeared before my eyes. She was smiling. We'll definitely meet again. Holy shit! That blood is so thick and deep.
This is that scary movie.
I'm really sorry, Amaru. I can't hear what you're saying properly. You'll have to type it. Maybe I should think about getting a signal booster. That might sort out this problem.
Alright.
We'll definitely meet again. I'm so sorry. Warm water, shadows, and dying dreams have finally brought me some peace. It really might be that I never actually went to that camp. Or that I never actually came back. But does it really matter now? I almost physically felt Lena's embrace. Everything will be alright. We'll catch the bus together and ride it to the place. And nobody will find us. But we'll be happy together. My strength left me, and I started to sink in the water that was already spilling over the edge of the tub. We will surely meet. Forgive me. Well, shit, that was one. That was a pretty sad ending.
Dark.
Every story has its beginning and its end. Every story has its own outline, synopsis, contents, key points, a prologue, and an epilogue. And there's no book which, if you read it again, would not reveal new details you didn't notice before. Every story has its beginning and its end. Almost every story. Well, it looks like... What? Oh yeah, and then there's this. I'm gonna quickly grab a drink. I'll be back soon.
Hello? Chat. Guys.
Okay, I got me some water. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's 11:15, and I gotta be careful because everyone else in the house is gonna go to bed soon. Yeah, don't worry. I just went off to get a drink. I said so earlier.
Long shot.
Okay, so let's all right, so that's interesting. So it's a split tie, our results. So according to our results, we have a split tie between Uliana and Slavia. You know something, guys? You guys are probably going to be pretty mad at me, but you know that I'm not a big fan of Uliana. That's why part of me feels like I want to do her routes and get them done first. Because I've always had this sort of way of going about doing things, where I eat my least favorite food first and save the best till last. And therefore, I am going to... Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to pick Uliana's routes. So that's what we're going to do. I predict that these are going to be massively uncomfortable to watch, but I'd rather we got them out of the way now so that we can end it on the extra wholesome endings with Slavia, who I think is a massive sweetheart. You know, Lena's not too bad. We should have saved Lena's endings for a bit later as well. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna. Before we begin, though, I'm just going to get out my phone and double check something. Because I want to make sure that I do all the right routes that will help me get on to what's the name's, that's nice. My friend Seiko from the Game Surgery team just sent me a guide on how to do Uliana's route. Oh, by the way, I feel like I should do this out of my duty as a friend and a streamer. Hold on. Give me a moment. So you see this channel here, which I just typed in. This is Dr. Medic. This is the Game Surgery team. Now these two people are working on a fan-created visual novel adaptation of Danganronpa 0. It's a novel published and written by Kazutaka Kodaka, which is meant to serve, I believe, as a prequel to the mainline Danganronpa games. It also delves into the origin and backstory of Junko Enoshima and how she came to infiltrate Hope's Peak Academy, and her backstory and how she came to be the monster that she was. The official story hasn't, to my knowledge, received an official translation, so there are lots of different fan adaptations and translations of it, and she's worked tirelessly with many other people within the community to recreate the game to the novel as faithfully as possible. She's also a great friend. She has a great sense of humor. She's been kind and supportive towards me and my videos for many years, and we've been close friends in the Discord chat. So, and also she has an audiobook. She has a list of audiobook adaptations of some of the other fairly unknown Danganronpa books, which are also canon, like Danganronpa Togami and Danganronpa Kirigiri. And she also has a series called Danganronpa Deep Dive, where she gives you interesting facts and trivia that you may not have known. Oh, also, there's a list of fan fictions that she has on her channel called Danganronpa 1-2 Beautiful Days, which are read out by yours truly, by me. So if you want to hear me read out some stories, here's an example. This is the third one in the series that I did. So anyway, I just thought I'd give a compulsory shout out to her. Go and give her channel a check if you need to. Okay. Okay, well, oh look! Oh, here she is in the chat. Sorry, I was too busy. Sorry, I got so distracted with doing that call shout out that anyway, so where were we? We were gonna start on yeah, sorry Amaru, I just don't think my connection's good enough. I can barely make out a handful of words that you're saying.
And beyond.
Okay, I can see you're annoyed. I'm really sorry. Would it be okay if you went back to chatting via text? I hate to do this to you, but as we both discussed, this isn't annoying. Shall I end the voice chat?
Sorry for disrupting.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm sorry. But anyway, you can always, join me in the stream via the chat. So, anyway, yeah, alright. Get back to playing. So, we're going to start this game afresh. We've already seen this cutscene many, many, many times. Yada, 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 yada. It doesn't actually matter which option we pick here, I think. But I'm just gonna pick this one anyway. Yeah. Welcome to Sovyanok. You want to make a manga for me? I don't know what to say. Yeah, I never thought I'd live to see the day where someone would offer to make a manga for me. Although I would only ask, are you up for it? Because it's a lot of work, and you've already told me that you're trying to make a fangun. No, 2 fangans, in fact. So don't overwork yourself. That's what I would say. That's Slavia. So we haven't had any optional interactions with Uliana yet. So I don't think it really matters what we say or do at this juncture. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is, once we meet with Uliana in the canteen, we need to attempt to take the cutlet. And this will trigger the infamous caterpillar cutscene. Yeah. I was about to reach out my hand. Should I read these out or... No, okay. I'm only going to read out the scenes which we haven't seen before. I don't want to relive these scenes a second time, because I'm not a big fan of Uliana. Oh, hey, Slavia. Do we take the keys? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'll take the keys. Yeah. Making one fan game is far enough. And trust me, Medic... actually, this is Seiko, by the way. It's Dr. Medic's channel, but the channel's actually run by Sirius Seiko. So yeah. Anyway, she's been in charge of her adaptation of Danganronpa 0 for, gosh, how many years now? Is it 4? 5? Because I know she's been working on it since 2020, but it's probably been going on much longer than that. Anyway, you guys will find out soon. She'll tell you the answer. I don't think it matters what we choose here, but I'll just hold my tongue. Yeah, Amaru. Yours counts. Because it's got Danganronpa stuff in it. We'll count it. Your personal channel for streams? Well, you know what? I say go for it, because streams are really... You're only likely to generate an audience with streams if you have a lot of followers or subscribers to begin with. I mean, but I would say don't feel disheartened if every once in a while no one turns up, because sometimes the YouTube algorithm can be very unfriendly. Anyway, so we've got to... what's the next thing? Now that it's day 2... Okay, we gotta go to the canteen and lose the tournament to Uliana. Yeah. Oh, so now we're just going around having a tour of the place. Hey, there's sexy nurse. Music club. There should be a Miku route. I don't know why the game treats her like a doormat. She's really sweet. Hey there, gay Hitler and his friend. Take the keys with Slavia. Should I make the bet with Alyssa, or does it not matter? It doesn't actually matter which option I pick here, does it? I'm gonna not make the bet with Alyssa, because I don't think it matters in this case. Okay, well, alright. There we go. Not making the bet. No, I'm not going to participate in any of your shady business, so Goodbye. So now, this part of the game, we have to lose in the tournament to Uliana. At least I won a single round. I left the canteen. Oh, we've seen this before, so. What next? Go to the scene. Oh, so we have to go all the way over here. I'm gonna save the game here since this is a new route that we haven't tried before. Off we go to the scene. The events of the past day. Yep, we haven't seen this cutscene before. The events of the past day kept flashing brightly in my head. That stupid, useless checklist, this foolish tournament. Oh, gosh. Oh, I didn't see your last message. Okay, yeah, you have fun, Seiko. Take care. Tonight, I had no intention of doing anything or talking to anybody. The investigation of my complicated situation was the last thing on earth I would do this evening. I headed to the north. At least where I thought it was. It was my habit from youth to go to the north. I liked this part of my hometown more than the southern districts. Traveling to the Black Sea resorts was never really my thing either. Boundless forests and fields were much closer to me than beaches and barkans. Yeah, good eye, mate. Oh yeah, Seiko's from Australia, just so you know. So, she has a massive criminal record, longer than both of my arms. She drinks 10 shots of vodka every day, and she eats baby dingoes. All right. Anyway, take care. And she lives in the outback. Several minutes later, an open-air stage consisting of several wooden benches and a platform appeared before my eyes. I climbed onto the stage. So much varied musical equipment, loudspeakers, a microphone stand, and even a piano. I imagined a crowd of people in front of me, everyone screaming, shouting my name, myself blinded by the spotlight. I imagined a guitar in my hands and attempted to play a long and striking solo. Yeah, that's me playing a long and striking solo. Ah, crap, where's my pick gone? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this back. I suppose it looked pretty funny from a stranger's point of view. A weird guy swinging his arms on stage, jumping around like an ape and making faces. Oh, no one can see me here. Hey! Piped up from somewhere above. Ah! What the? She's upside down? I looked up and saw Uliana hanging over the beam under the stage ceiling. And what are you doing here? I'm just... Denial's obviously futile. You saw it, didn't you? I said in frustration and turned away. Oh, I see a wasted guitar talent in you. I said nothing. Hey, come on, don't frown. It was funny enough. She giggled. Funny enough, huh? I huffed. Yep. Uliana answered calmly. Come up here, dude. Where to? To me. Ugh. I ain't gonna get up there. Don't even try to convince me. Not that I have a fear of heights. It's just that climbing up there is pointless, isn't it? No, just get over here. I felt it in my bones that something was going wrong, but still slowly headed her way. When I found myself standing under Lena, she cried out, "Catch me!" Oh! Good God. Everyone, please put your hand in front of the screen so we don't have to be subject to this. And jump. Thousand thoughts flash through my mind in an instant. The first one being, I'm going straight to jail. How would I catch her? Is it worth trying? What if she dies? What if she breaks my something? Why the hell does this happen to me? How many members of the FBI are going to be hot on my tail now that I've seen this? That's her own fault. No more fooling around. Oh, Jesus Christ. They even drew a silhouette of... Ah. Those perverts. Not never seen a blink of an eye. When something in many years I have to come up with a single idea. Last logical to self-preservation is in one the battle and I step back. Good. Uliana landed gently, tumbled, instantly jumped to her feet and looked at me with offense. Whatever it is she took offense at, it can't be anything more offensive than what I just saw. My channel's going to get demonetized and I'm going to go to jail. Yeah, guys, the next time you tune into my stream, it's going to be from HMS Wandsworth, Category 5. And it's like 5 or 6 dudes are going to tear me open a new arsehole in the showers. Not really how I imagined my future would turn out. Anyway. Holy moly, why didn't you catch me? You didn't get hurt, I answered, shifting my glance. What if I did? But you didn't. What's up with you? Watched too many B-movies recently? So, don't you care about me? She grinned. No, I'd just rather that you and I lived in separate countries, in separate bunkers. In fact, no, separate planets. It's not too hard to understand. I just don't want to be anywhere near you. Don't you get it? Well, in this situation, certainly I do care. I'm flattered. Hey, don't get any ideas. Okay, you're forgiven for the cards. And you are not. I had no time to finish the sentence. Uliana jumped off the stage and vanished in the dark of the night. Yep, one more childish trick from the silly girl, and one more image that's going to be seared into my retina for all time. Sure, I was worrying about her at the moment, as I would for anyone else in her place. After once again cursing Uliana in my mind, I headed towards my cabin. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. Well, Olga Dmitrievna's gonna grill him and be like, where have you been this late at night? I'm saying, oh, sorry, I was just perving on this underage girl. What about you? There was no light in the window, so Olga Dmitrievna must have been sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin, quietly stripped and laid on the bed. When you think about it, my situation hadn't gotten any clearer today. In fact, I spent a whole day doing useless stuff. I would never have even thought about doing something like this in the real world. Although I had plenty of time. How much time I would have here in total is still a mystery. That's pretty funny. That's pretty clever. You are the sun in my life. Now please get 91.612 million miles away from me. Maybe not even that. Maybe 91.612 million light years. Maybe an eternity, or maybe there's only a few minutes left. I just didn't want to think about the past, about how I got to this camp. Oh, hold on, we've already seen this. Doesn't really matter what I choose here, does it? Oh, hold on. I'm just gonna consult the manual one more time. Yeah. Okay. inside, so it doesn't really matter what we pick here from the looks of things. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. What if I can learn something new? She is such a bookworm. Minute later, I was sitting in front of Jenya with the tray and the simple meal on it. Porridge! Ooh. 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, a sausage, and a glass of compote. Bon appetit! Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I could, and also eat more neatly, without chomping and spilling crumbs of food or drops of compote. So, what do you want to talk about? Today at the library. I wasn't listening from this point onwards. I immediately recalled Olga Dmitrievna's words about the scheduled events for today. Don't forget... what? I said don't forget to visit the library after lunch. What for? Were you even listening? Yep, that's me in a nutshell. Nope, I admitted honestly. Jenya's face turned red. Oh my god. When you tell your bae to meet you at the library, but he forgets, and you have to tell him again a second time. When someone tells you a Contd joke for the 500 millionth time. Today, after lunch, you, in the library. Got it, dunce? Dunce? What kind of curse is that? Though a pioneer must never use a curse word, how could I forget this rule? Oh, yeah, sure, I apologize, of course, I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost count. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexedly and answered, have you gone completely bananas? Honestly, that's how I felt for the last few days. Jenya didn't reply. So what year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Will they tell me what year it is there? That's not what she's getting at, Semyon. Oh, certainly, and even more. Jenya stood up and headed to the exit. She seems like she would be cute if she weren't so bitter and negative. Also, she has big boobs. That's always a good character quality in a woman. Wait, you didn't finish your meal. It looks like she won't turn back. I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. Wonder if they have internet access here. I doubt it, considering this place is set in the 80s. I guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. Sometime later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place. Though the nurse seemed quite caring. Better to keep a distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. You sure it's benevolence? She may know something, but I just hadn't the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse who was standing on the porch. Hi there, pioneer. Have we seen this before? Oh gosh. Yeah. Hi. Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. Seems strange that I hadn't noticed her until now. Come here after dinner. I have explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do. Oh, so we have... Oh, so we end up going to the infirmary with Lena regardless. Let's see. Which option do I pick this time? Okay, I have to say no because Olga Dmitrievna asked me to help her. Maybe I shouldn't have lied to her. I should think before I say something. Oh, really? And what exactly are you going to be helping her with? It's turning out bad, but I decided to stand my ground. Her cabin. She asked me to clean it up, sort out the things and so on. Bet you know what a mess the cabin is. Sure, she asked you to tidy up her closet too? The nurse looked at me so intensely that Napoleon's fiasco at the Battle of Waterloo seemed now a small annoyance compared to my current flop. I never imagined that. Who compares their social faux pas with military defeats or victories? I was going to say something, but she continued to speak. Okay then, Pioneer. We'll manage it without you. I apologize, but you see, I said and looked at Lena. She stood looking at the ground like before, blushing more and more. It's alright, I'll manage it on my own. Okay then. An awkward silence followed. I wanted to sink into the ground because of my lame lie that had probably offended Lena. Well, goodbye then? Bye. Well, at least in this storyline, she doesn't end up slitting her own wrists. The nurse was still smiling spitefully. I turned and walked away, almost running. Though in fact I really wanted to run, common sense advised me not to. I came back to my senses when I reached the square. But what's next? You don't say. Yeah, what on earth gave you that idea, Red Coffee Cat? Was it the fact that there's this sexy music playing whenever you speak with her? Is it the fact that she asked me to take off my clothes before we'd established anything was wrong with me? I guess... Who can say? It's only a possibility. You never know. I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Though having a wristwatch is much easier. What do you mean? Is he talking about pocket watches? Suddenly I heard a different tune which was cutting through the usual noise of the camp. Oh, it's Alyssa playing her guitar. Yeah, no, I gotta ignore this. Whoever that is, what's the big deal? I have better things to do. Olga Dmitrievna was lying lazily on her bed and reading a book. Oh, we've already seen this. Okay, help the sports... Oh, we've seen this. This is where Uliana... We get another gratuitous panty shot while Uliana's playing football. Yep, skip this. Oh, I see. Oh, so that's why you're worried. Well, to be fair, we should remember that Semyon, while his body may be that of a 17-year-old, his actual IRL body, before he awakened at Sovyonok Pioneer Camp, was somewhere in his late 20s. I mean... He describes the physician, the nurse, as being middle-aged, but she looks like she's in her 30s, you know, based on how she's drawn. And, you know, men and women have had that kind of relationship before, like Emmanuel Macron, the president of France. Have you seen his wife? She's really old. She's so much older than him. And apparently they're happy together. I mean, love is blind, I guess. Okay, so this is where, what's-her-name spills the con pot all over, so we just have to stay behind and help Uliana cleaning it up. Yeah. Stay behind, cleaning up the mess that you made. Oh yeah, and then there's that. Oh yeah, then there's the dance. Oh. Slavia left. I probably should not refuse her after everything she did for me, but I wasn't made for such activities. Oh! Oh goodness, we haven't seen this before. Oh, check it out, we got the whole crew here. Is that a guitar or a balalaika? There's Gay Hitler. There's Satan, Red Coffee Cat's child. Is that Alyssa? Who is that? That's got to be Alyssa. She looks. Oh wait, no. Sorry, that's Olga. That's Olga Dmitrievna. And there's Slavia, and there's the other Hitler, the cybernetic guy. And there's Lena, and this must be the nurse. The pioneers kept on dancing. Yeah, I know what you mean, Red Coffee Cat. Looking at this scene here, I have to say, I'm feeling pretty polyamorous too. Polyamorous with everyone except this one. At least they like the ball. Olga Dmitrievna danced too. I consider that not really appropriate. The leader has to keep order around, especially since she is not 17. Doesn't matter if she's older than 17. What's important is that she looks good, man. Olga Dmitrievna came over to me as if she felt someone had doubted her professionalism. Why are you not dancing? I don't really want to. Your choice. She smiled cunningly. Then I have a perfect task for you. A task which is any other activity seemed better than dancing. You cleaned up the canteen well today, but I think you haven't fully atoned yet. Liliana? Oh my god. Don't tell me. Oh my god. What? Come here. Oh, you're not gonna do what I think you're gonna do, are you? Liliana came over to us reluctantly. I see you've had enough dancing for a long time to come. No, I haven't. She was sweating like a pig, so it seemed like the leader was right. I have a task for you and Semyon. But Olga Dmitrievna... Don't tell me she's gonna force us to dance. Liliana begged. It's dance time now, and it's late. No, it's past your bedtime. It won't take much time. Slavia was sorting out the books in the library, but hasn't finished. Why are you angry, Omaru? You only have a couple of shells to do. But... no buts! For goodness sake. I don't like public work, but dancing... I'm ready. Good job, Semyon. That's my boy. That's my boy, a real pioneer. You should follow his example, Uliana. I don't know who Mrs. Pomp is. Could you explain why you're angry? Is it to do with the stream and the fact that it wasn't working? I'm sorry about that. It's not just something that happened with you. It's happened with other people. Uliana didn't appreciate such an example, though. So do it! The whole camp is relying on you. I'll remember this. I wish I could forget it, she hissed. No, it's fine. It's okay, Red Coffee Cat. I'm taking one for the team. I'm doing this so all you guys don't have to. The camp in the evening was beautiful. Silence and peace calmed me. Only the distant music from the square reminded that I am not alone here. And Uliana, who just came back. You could do the cleaning in your dress, though. I grinned. This is all your fault. She breathed heavily, and her face was as red as a tomato, so I wouldn't have been surprised if steam started blowing out of her ears. Whoosh. You! It is all your fault! Why me again? If only you'd just been quiet. What would have changed? She'd make us do it anyway. You! She wasn't able to speak normally, just hissed. So what if I kept silent? You think she would have let you keep on having fun? Uliana looked at me. She seemed to calm down a bit. Really? You don't care at all? You can't even dance. I just want to point out, what the heck is that? It looks like there's a pair of eyes. It looks like there's an owl that's watching us. That is creepy. It's probably just two bedroom lights and arranged in a manner that looks like it's the face of an owl. Anyway, sorry, I kind of got distracted there. So what if I can't? If you had danced with me, it would have been fun. She returned to her usual childlike mode. No thanks. I might have, but you see how the things turned out. We won't have a chance to see who's a better dancer. We approached the library. It was already dark outside. I was slightly surprised by Olga Dmitrievna's request. Or more like an order. To sort the books out at night. This is so bizarre. There was no light inside and the switch didn't work, unpleasantly clicking with every push. It might have actually worked properly, but the lights weren't turning on. Wait, I'll get the candles. I was just about to ask how she knows where the candles and matches are when two small lights appeared on a table next to me. That's better. Wait, hold on. She didn't get candles, she just switched on the desk lamp. What the hell is this? Look, anyone can see there are no freaking candles over there. Somebody tell the Soviet games they need to synchronize their dialogue with the CG art properly. That's better, Uliana said, satisfied with herself. What's next? What next? She looked at me inquiringly. What will we do next? Psst, how should I know? Guys, I might have to end the stream soon because it's nearly midnight. I'll finish this scene first. Great! I walked around the bookcases. Olga Dmitrievna said something about a couple of shelves. I touched the books and made sure there was no dust on them. Looked like someone did a really good job before us. Having examined the whole library, I didn't find anything to clean. Lena must have made a mistake. Suddenly I heard footsteps from behind. The old cracked floor was squeaking, so Uliana couldn't sneak up on me unnoticed. Boo! I turned around. Oh my god! Ah, I'm so scared, please! Oh, whatever. She turned away resentfully. Looks really clean in here, so The dimly illuminated rows of books looked at me reproachfully. Unknown authors from long forgotten years. Wonder if anyone still remembers them. Genya must remember. Sure that she remembers everything. Okay, sit down. Ileana moved a chair over to me. I sat on it. So what's next? Let's tell scary stories to each other. We have 2 chairs and 2 candles. No, you don't. You've just got a freaking desk lamp which you lazily switched on. Okay, I agreed without thinking. I hadn't the slightest intention of going back to the dance, and going by my experience, there was nothing to do with the camp at night. Especially as I know a couple of nice stories which would be able to really scare Ileana. And that was awesome. You first. Okay. Okay, now there's a candle. She made herself comfortable, embraced the chairs back with her arms, and moved the candle as close to her face as possible. She could have set her hair on fire. Once upon a time in a village far away lived a boy. Just a normal boy. He went to school, played with other children. There's nothing special about him. One day he made a bet with his friend that he wasn't scared to go to the abandoned house. Ileana left a long pause. So what was in that house? Ileana, don't interrupt me. Inventing it on the fly? She pouted her lips and continued. They say a witch has lived in that house, and people still see her ghost there in the night. Nobody knew for sure, but everyone was scared. The boy had said that it was all nonsense, and he was ready to spend a whole night in there. So he did. But he didn't return in the morning. He was found hanged. Ileana stopped talking again. Thrilling. Did he hang himself with his shoelaces? I said skeptically. She frowned again. Is that the end? Of course not. They buried the boy the way it was supposed to be, the coffin and stuff. His relatives and friends grieved, but they couldn't bring him back. After a few days, people started to disappear in the village. Nobody knew how or why. They just vanished into thin air. The villagers wanted to call the police, but a friend of that boy who hanged himself in the witch's house told them that he'd seen the boy. Nobody believed him at first, but people kept on disappearing. Then the villagers decided to dig up the coffin. There were long nail scratches on the inside of the lid, but there was no body. Where did he go? Ileana moved the candle away from her and made a scary face, or at least what she thought was scary. In the end, all of the villagers disappeared, and occasional passers-by near the witch's house tell that they saw 2 ghosts. Ileana blew out her candle and stopped talking. It looked like the story... Wait. There's still light. It looked like the story was finished. Wonderful! He just claps. That's so patronizing. I applauded. Not quite Pulitzer Prize worthy, but... Are you scared? Frightened? Oh, I'm just shivering all over. That story still wasn't anywhere near as frightening as that little scene that I saw when you fell down from the girders at the stadium. I'm still gonna have nightmares from that. Oh, whatever. Tell your story then. Sure, I won't even flinch. I collected my thoughts and decided to tell a story I had read on the blog of an acquaintance of mine a few months back. Oh, so this is going to be a creepypasta, probably. He was quite a good storyteller. At least I liked his style. So success was guaranteed. I certainly didn't remember the story word for word, so I told it with my own words. There's a faraway space station, the last boundary of humanity, located on the border within a hostile civilization. The third month of the ceasefire. It can't really be called a ceasefire, more like a not a war. A small group of survivors is exhausted by a long siege. On one hand, they can't retreat leaving the outpost. On the other hand, they understand that they won't last even a minute if the enemy attacks. Despair is the best way to describe their situation. The food is running out. There's ammo only for a few shots, which will only seem like greeting fireworks. There's only plenty of air and water, owing to the regeneration systems. People didn't talk to each other for weeks at a time. They may just not see the point of wasting their time on communication while death is at the door. Or behind meters-thick station armor, to be precise. It really is better just to wait for the rescue or enemy's attack. Both outcomes will lead to the end of this torture. The situation looks like a chess game against an invisible opponent. It's the hardest part, endgame. Any wrong move will lead to defeat. Yours or your enemy's. But does the enemy know about it? They may be afraid of making a wrong move too. Maybe the humans may move their king, but only one square forward, then one square back again. Any other move will automatically lead to defeat. A step forward that is implied threat to attack. And a step backward is a deliberate necessity of defense. The game would be much easier if the opponent was sitting in front of you. Even an experienced chess player can't hide nervous eye movements, the occasional drop of sweat or shaky hands. On the one hand, everything is futile. Everyone realizes that the situation is hopeless because no one would decide to make a move to escape the imminent defeat. On the other hand, when seeing the opponent in front of you, understanding that he is totally like you and can make a mistake, you can more easily stake everything. The opponent may feel the same difficulties. These are the circumstances of the few men and women on the edge of the universe. There were no orders from headquarters for several days. Though the last orders had contained nothing useful, only the usual demand to keep on defending. Oh gosh, is there an argument going on in the chat? Guys, I realize there may be some bad blood between some of you, but can I ask that you please try not to cause a scene in the chat? Umaru, I understand that you're angry because of things that happened in the past, but please, it's not appropriate to air your dirty laundry out in public. We can talk about this in private later. Though the last orders had contained nothing useful, only the usual demand to keep on defending. One square forward, one square backward. The swinging of an eternal pendulum. At the beginning of the 4th month, the commander decides to retreat. He reasons that the lives of his soldiers are more important than the mythical ideas of humanity. No one will judge him for this. Moreover, that can't change anything. The preparations don't take much time. The greatest asset you can save from a sinking ship is your life. The whole station crew board the rescue vessel. The launch sequence starts. 3, 2, 1, and nothing. The bay doors don't open. They send mechanics to check for malfunctions, but they don't find anything. The doors should open, but they don't open the second time, or the third time. The commander orders his crew to leave the station in rescue pods, but they can't launch either. They explain it as technical malfunctions. The crew tries to communicate with headquarters in vain. After a few days, the executive officer notices there is nothing on the radars, nothing at all. No planets, no asteroids, no enemy ships. Just an endless darkness. They've run out of food in a month. Everybody thinks that is the end. But no one dies. Not after a day. a week, not even after a month. As if there's no need for food to sustain human life. At this moment, the majority of the crew goes insane. Some of them just stay in their rooms and pray. Some wander around the station. Some try to commit suicide. But neither point-blank shots with a plasma gun, nor hydrotank diving, nor even simply slitting the veins brings any results. Oh, that's kind of you, Amaru. Amaru's a very talented artist. I mean, he has a very particular style that's more, I would say, Western, more in the style of Western cartoons than Eastern. But he's definitely a good artist, and I'd say if I were working on a project, I want someone like him, someone with his work ethic, because Amaru really enjoys making art. He's always showing me the stuff that he's making. I'm always giving my opinions on it. The guy's an artist. Okay. Days pass by, months, maybe even years. Nobody keeps track of the time. Insane people recover their minds again and normal people go insane. It repeats many times. In the end, the crew accepts its condition. They start to make up occupations, theatrical staging, sports tournaments, readings of self-written books. A lot of family couples appear, many more break up. It's an infinite flow of time, an enclosed loop of a human life, and only the darkness on the radar reminds them of the emptiness outside. There's an emptiness inside the station too. In the end, people just stop living. They just lie in their rooms and sleep. Not 24/7 at first, but as the time goes by, they learn to fall into a trance. Every person has his own dreams. One returns to his childhood, one gets his lost love back, one defends the ideals of humanity with a blaster in his hands. Some others just wander into space. Shabby from skirmishes with the enemy, a rescue vessel docks with the station. The boarding squad gets inside. The whole station looks like a piece of scrap metal which has floated in space for thousands of years. The reactor is shut down a long time ago. There were marks of the laser shots on the walls. The equipment was all smashed. They found decayed skeletons of people who died horribly defending the frontier of humanity in almost every room. And only one cryptic message sent to the headquarters implied that something is wrong. Save us! We just want to die. I finished the story and looked at Uliana. Her face was concealed by the darkness. So that's the story. I blew out the light. Uliana shrieked, rose up and threw herself towards me. We fell on the floor. What's up with you? Nothing. Her voice sounded very scared. Looks like my story hit the jackpot. Could you please move your thigh away from my groin? I mentally congratulated myself. Uliana wasn't having fun, though. She embraced me, shivered and sobbed. What's wrong with you, you silly thing? I patted her head. I'm getting FBI is here vibes from this again. It's just a story. It's not real. You and your stupid stories. Uliana cuddled up to me more. Were you that scared? Yeah. Frankly, I didn't expect such an honest answer from her. Everything's alright. Time heals all wounds. She'll calm down. Good. Well, can she calm down away from me? Listen, Semyon. What? Never mind, it's nothing. She buried her face in my chest. Minutes passed. Okay, I understand. Maybe we should go? I listened. Uliana snored quietly. Hey, wake up. Can you even fall asleep from fear? Wake up, I said. No reaction. I tried to stand up. Uliana certainly didn't weigh more than 40 kilograms, but imagine yourself lying under such a weight. It's really not easy to stand up. You'd think that Uliana was dead if not for her breathing. I certainly could make more effort. Then I'd wake her up and it will all start again. Such an unenviable situation. There's the option to wait until she wakes up by herself, though. She certainly won't fall asleep until... She certainly won't sleep all the way until morning after such a story. I look through the window at the starry sky. I wonder if there really is a distant outpost with a ghost crew. My eyes slowly closed, and in a moment I fell asleep. And is that the end of day 3? Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap up the stream now. Thank you very much for chilling out with me, guys. Oh gosh, you just reminded me, Omara. I still need to do my TV bot lines for your thing, don't I? Okay, well, I'll see if I can sort that out tomorrow. Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys later in the next part of Batstream's, what's it called? Batstream's Everlasting Summer. Till next time. Have a good day. Good night.